Why did some parents succeed and others fail? Was it a failure of technique? Most of the parents disciplined their children, some more than others. We all loved them. The results appear to have nothing to do with where the child was educated. In my experience, there have been no qualitative differences in the spiritual output from home schools, Christian schools, or public schools. The common denominator between success and failure seems to be the spiritual depth and sincerity of the parents, especially the spiritual depth and sincerity of the father. There seems to be a strong correlation between the faith, commitment, and sincerity of the family's head and the spiritual vitality of his adult children. My third unique experience was theological. When my eldest child was 13 and my youngest 4, I began to read the works of Jonathan Edwards. To this theologian and his Puritan forebears, I owe an inexpressible debt. From them, I learned the centrality of the cross. In their writings, I discovered the inner workings of the gospel. These lessons have dramatically shaped my parenting. In my experience, the most effective parents have a clear grasp of the cross and its implications for daily life. The implications are manifold. They include the fear of God, a marriage that preaches the gospel to its children, deeply ingrained humility, gratitude, joy, firmness coupled with affection, and consistent teaching modeled by parents daily. Caveats. All the examples in this book are about real people and real situations. But for those outside my immediate family, I have changed the names and stories to preserve the anonymity of those involved. In addition, in a few cases I have combined the examples of several individuals into one story. Throughout this book, gospel and cross are used interchangeably. Yet the cross is not the entirety of the gospel. The gospel is the incarnation of God's Son, his sinless life, his substitutionary death, his bodily resurrection, and his ascension into heaven, from which he will someday return to the earth in glory. But the cross is the heart and soul of the gospel. It is the foundation, the work, the crucial center. For this reason, I sometimes refer to the cross as the gospel. The context should make the meaning clear. Finally, this author is a sinner. My greatest sin was, and still is, unbelief, fear for my children, and now grandchildren, rather than trust in God's goodness. My second great sin, proceeding from the first, is pride, an ungodly self-confidence in my own parenting ability, a lack of dependence on God, and a failure to overflow with gratitude to God for His goodness, even when times have been tough. Nevertheless, God has blessed Judy and me. Our married children have all married committed Christians. All serve the local church, and all of them are in a vibrant faith relationship with the Father through His Son, Jesus Christ. I say this not to boast, but to give the listener hope. If God would do this for us, He will certainly also bless your efforts. As you listen to these chapters, have hope and be encouraged. God is infinitely good and gracious. 1. Intellectual submarines. There I was, lying in bed, wide awake, my eyes searching the dark bedroom ceiling for any sign of hope. "Are you awake?" I asked my wife, Judy. "I can't sleep." "Is something on your mind?" I didn't need to ask. I knew the answer. Our daughter was on a date with a friend we did not approve of. It was after midnight. In addition, since this relationship began, she had been distant, obstinate, and uncooperative. Things were not well. "I'm worried sick," my wife whispered. "I can't sleep." I reflected on the battles of recent weeks. My once compliant daughter had become difficult. Most distressingly,